Community Connections with Children's Services Council. I am but one of your hosts, Sean Boyle, and with me is
Ashley Mott.
So don't turn the channel, don't turn the station. We're going to spend the next half hour together to talk about what resources and things there are to do for children and families in St. Lucie County. Hopefully we do it in an informative way, probably an entertaining way, but we want you, the listeners and the viewers, and I say viewers because those of you who listen to us every Sunday, we are now being televised once a month because of a partnership with WLX, the St. Lucie Education Channel. We come into the studio, and those people that listen to us on the radio can see these faces and understand why we're on radio most of the time. And those of you that are watching us on television, we are on The Flame every Sunday at 10 a.m. on 104.7 The Flame.
So what we use this show for is that exactly what Sean said. It's called Community Connections. We do that for a reason. We are trying to connect our community to the resources that are available for children and families. And we always bring a guest on, and we've got a great guest this week that we're going to talk to. But we like to give a couple of quick tips before we get to kind of the meat of the show. We have a couple different things we're going to talk about today. And one of those is something that we have talked about a lot if you've been listening to the show in recent weeks, and that is the importance of after-school and summer programs. Last week's guest was Marcus Dixon from Multicultural Resource Center, who talked about their after-school program and how important it was for kids who are not just school-age kids, but as they get into teenage years as well. And we've got a lot of information on our website about the importance of after-school programs, a listing of all of the after-school programs that we fund, and how you can find more information about them.
If you want to learn more about after-school programs, because let's face it, folks, children get out between 2, 3, and 4. Most working parents get home between 5, 6, and 7. What are your kids going to do in that unoccupied time? Don't guess. Get them enrolled in an after-school program. If you go to our website, which is cscslc.org, and I just took a peek at the screen. It's actually at the bottom of the screen if you're viewing it. Go there, look up our funded programs, and look at the after-school program offerings. We offer 12 programs in 16 locations all throughout the county.
And in addition to the after-school program, most, if not all of those programs also operate summer. Now, you might think that it's only January, it's a little early to be talking about summer, but
and it's a little cold.
It's a little cold, right?
Finally.
But I promise you that summer will be here before you know it, and it is not too early to start thinking about where your kids are going to spend the summer. So take a peek at those after-school programs. We actually will have additional dollars invested into summer programs as well. So keep an eye on that and see if a location pops up that might work for you.
And as it gets closer, we'll obviously tell all of our viewers and listeners about all the opportunities that are available, which also include swim lessons.
Oh, yes. It's definitely too cold to be thinking about that right now.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. The other thing that we want to mention is, we utilize this program to connect you to what resources, and we've got a great topic and a great guest that we're going to talk about, but we offer multiple programs and resources, 50 all said and done all together. There are many ways to connect with us. We mentioned our website, cscslc.org. We're also on Facebook. If you look up Children's Services Council, St. Lucie County, there's some other Children's Services Council. We're a little particular and fond of the St. Lucie version. St. Lucie County, we post on there every day, either inspirational messages, things to do, or resources, or things that are happening. But we also have a family guide. And we just printed a brand new directory or batch, if you will.
Yeah, update. Sometimes our programs change locations or phone numbers or what have you. So this is the newest, hot off the presses version of our family guide. And the family guide is available on our website for you to download. But we also have printed copies like the one Sean is holding up for the camera here. That if you've got a location, a doctor's office, a church, your business office that we could bring these to and leave them there, we're happy to do that. Please just give us a call and we'll get them to you.
And not only will we drop them off, but if you want us to entertain your staff or your congregation or your civic group for a little bit, we can talk to you about what resources are out there and kind of the state of the child in St. Lucie County.
Definitely. And we should, I want to make sure that we give a shout out to St. Lucie Public Schools as well. We had the opportunity, Sean had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to speak to all the principals and talk with them about the services that we provide, the family guides being available, and making sure that we have the connections for their families to the programs that we provide.
And we should say, for those of you who are like, look, we're in the 21st century now. We don't need paper copies. We actually got you covered, too. If you have a cell phone, an Apple or an Android phone, Not that we're getting, trademark
No.
kickbacks on those two. But we do have an app. If you go to your marketplace, Android again, or Apple, look up Children's Services Council. We do have an app that lists all these programs, and it's basically a digital version of the directory.
And really easy to navigate. So you can get kind of one-touch access to those funded programs, directly call them, get the information you need.
Now, our last kind of tip or hint or precursor of what we're doing, we have highlighted and focused a lot on reading, particularly grade level reading. The concept being that children need to be able to read by 3rd grade so that they can read to learn moving forward. I did that right for the first time, I think, right? Always mix that up. But one of our efforts has been getting books into the households of children who maybe otherwise don't have them. So we've started something called Little Libraries.
Mm-hmm. And we did this through a partnership with some local church groups. We had the opportunity to speak to several pastors in St. Lucie County who jumped on board with us. And this week, this early part of January, we are going to be delivering to them little libraries. So it's a collection of books, various age ranges that we're going to set up at the churches, either in their lobby area, in their office, in their congregation room, so that the kids who travel in and out of the church can take a book and borrow it, can take a book and bring it home, they can bring it back, they can come get a new one. But we're going to kind of operate these as little lending libraries, and we'll make sure that they stay replenished. All we've asked is that the church staff or the adults in the congregation make a note of talking with the kids about the books that they're reading, asking them what they like to read, what they're learning about, things like that, just to engage them in conversation about literacy. So we're really hopeful that this is going to kind of open a door. We've got a small group of churches that we're piloting, and then we hope to expand that to even more businesses and organizations as well.
And that's really just one phase of our effort to increase reading. We obviously fund a program through Big Brothers Big Sisters, a reading mentoring program, which I think we're going to have on as guests.
We are.
Kind of today, but also in the future, but also getting books into the households of not only the churches, kids through the churches, but also we have a book club through one of our Healthy Families programs, and we're also going to hopefully work with our guest today to increase the number of mentors that are working with children to increase reading.
Yes. So that's a great segue into our guest.
It's a perfect
segue. Did you plan that?
Absolutely, I did.
So January is National Mentoring Month, and if you are following us on Facebook, you have probably seen several posts that we have put up that reference the fact that January is National Mentoring Month. And Sean kind of already gave a hint that our guest today is from Big Brothers Big Sisters. And we do fund a reading mentoring program with them, but that is not all that they do here in St. Lucie County and really across the Treasure Coast as well, because you guys have kind of grown up and across and all over. So we're really lucky today to have with us a couple of wonderful ladies from Big Brothers Big Sisters. Rachel, I'll let you kind of introduce who you've brought with you.
Okay.
But can you give everybody kind of an overview of what Big Brothers Big Sisters does? And maybe, I think people kind of have an idea of what it is, but maybe don't know all of the details about it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, I'm Rachel Heddings, the COO for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Just celebrated 10 years with the agency, so I'm excited. And today I have brought our freshly appointed board chairman, Joni Wyszkowski, and she's joining me today to talk about the programs and everything that we do. So Big Brothers Big Sisters is primarily a one-to-one mentoring program. So we focus on matching adults with littles and matching them up based on their things that they like to do together, but also their strengths and different ways that the adults can help them. So our mission is that all children achieve success in life, and our vision is to provide children who are facing adversity with caring adult role models, and all of our programs follow that model. So.
Well, first of all, congratulations on 10 years.
Thank you.
And ditto.
Yeah.
I did too. Did you forget? I just celebrated 10 years.
Was it 10 years?
Yes.
Well, first of all, this isn't about you at this moment. But congratulations. I'm sorry. Our listeners and viewers, let's congratulate
Rachel and I
Congratulations, Ashley, on 10 years.
Thank you, Rachel.
I texted you on Sunday to wish you a happy work anniversary. I didn't realize it was 10 years.
It was.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
All right, so let's get back to our guest. Can we? All right, so congratulations on 10 years, and
Thank you.
congratulations on being the chair,
Thank you
and
very
welcome
much.
as chair. The first thing you have to do is
Yes,
get on
thank
TV,
you.
right?
Yes.
So can either one of you explain, I think most people have an idea of what mentoring is, but can you talk about why it's so important?
Well, Joni's been a mentor since 2009, you said?
Well, actually, I've been a reading mentor in the school-based program since 2004.
Awesome.
And that's what brought me to the board, is through my reading mentor. So we do school-based mentoring in St. Lucie County, and of course the other counties that we represent. But there are several schools in this county, a total of 15 actually, that we have our mentors in. So it's one-to-one reading, and it is a minimal of an hour a week. And you are matched with, your skill base and the child to work with them on reading and social skills and anything else that we can actually support them with.
Sorry.
No, it's your anniversary. Go.
Yeah.
Well, so, if someone's listening and maybe has been thinking about making that kind of commitment, joining to be a mentor, specifically a reading mentor, what kind of things can they expect when, after you go through the training, which I know is pretty extensive for you guys, once you get into the school location, what does a normal day look like when you go to meet your little?
I would say it's based on what the child's needs are. We are free to, work independently with that child. So on occasions, we will work in conjunction with the teacher on what their needs are. So not only can we help them with their reading opportunities, we can also help them with, maybe math or sciences or even just social skills. So really there is no set agenda that we have other than, being their support and helping them in any aspect that we can. So from my example and my experience, I go to school every Thursday morning, and I meet with my little at 8 o'clock in the morning before her day begins, and we will review her homework. We will make sure that, she has everything she needs to get her day started. And we are reading a chapter book right now, so we will make sure we also at least read a chapter or two together and improve on her reading skills.
We wanted to bring Big Brothers Big Sisters on to talk about mentoring because it's National Mentoring Month. And I know that we're going to talk about the other mentoring that you do. I call it the other mentoring, but
Community-based.
Community-based mentoring, thank you. But I wanted to just mention the reading mentors in 15 schools. So you dedicate an hour a week.
Yes.
And I say that because, we utilize this show to either let people know about a resource that's out there so they can take advantage of it, or we have a lot of people that come to us and say, I want to give back. How can I give back? So your commitment is 1 hour a week during the school year to read basically with the child at the school.
Correct.
So I'll call it a controlled environment, but it's an environment, you go to the same environment each time, and obviously it varies because you said that you read, but you also might talk about homework or other things that are going on. But the commitment is 1 hour a week.
That's correct.
And I say this, viewers and listeners, because, everybody needs to get involved. And I'm going to end up asking you for your phone number. Everybody, just to give you a heads up, everybody needs to get involved, and just for 1 hour a week. And I would encourage, whether it be congregations, civic groups, or more importantly, even employers, to allow your employees 1 hour a week to make a difference in the life of a child through reading. And I say all this because through the Children's Services Council and through Big Brothers Big Sisters, this reading mentor increases the reading skills of 90% of the kids that are receiving this service or this resource. So we all can get involved for 1 hour a week. That's, I waste 1 hour a week on the internet looking at YouTube videos, so everybody can do 1 hour a week.
Absolutely.
And
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to just point something out of the urgent need that we have. Believe it or not, 76% of the children who are entering kindergarten have no knowledge of books at all. So that is where, we come in play, and we work with the schools to make sure that we can offer those mentoring services that are so, so important. And like you said, 1 hour a week is really nothing. And it is the most worthwhile thing that I can do. I think I honestly get more out of it than I can give to the child that I mentor. So it's a wonderful, wonderful program, and please, anybody who can, we really do need your support. We currently have, with all of our programs, we have 282 children who are on our wait list.
Oh my goodness.
So there are many, many children that need our services, and we need those volunteers. And there's a lot of great people out there that can offer their services to us.
So it's a new year. Right? We didn't even talk about New Year's resolutions.
Oh no, let's not do that.
I figured we weren't going to talk about New Year's resolutions if we weren't going to talk about your work anniversary. But it's New Year's resolutions, and everybody makes a resolution, like I'm going to lose weight, get in the gym, eat healthier. What about a New Year's resolution of I'm going to give back? 1 hour a week. No, I feel like an infomercial, but only 1 hour a week? Really? Is it really only 1 hour a week? It really is truly 1 hour a week. And Rachel, if somebody's interested, and we're going to continue to talk about this, but how would they get more information?
Our phone number is 772-466-8535. And if they're interested in mentoring, they can do extension 216 and get straight to Jeannie, and she will talk to you all about it. Website is www.BBBSBIGS. So BBBS Bigs. We call our mentors Bigs and our children Littles. So BBBSBigs.org, and we just revamped our website. So we're excited to have people go there and check it out. And that's how they can get involved. And, just one thing to go back, and that's why I think it's so important that you're doing the little libraries. And we'll let you have the little thing. But the little libraries.
You guys share an anniversary.
Exactly. We're sharing. We're good. Only 1 out of 7 kids, if they're reading below grade level by 3rd grade, will ever catch up and learn to read. So, that's a staggering statistic to me. And, it really is. I'm also a reading mentor. Well, technically an enhanced mentor, so I get to take her out to do some fun community things too. But, and it's so important. It's so important. She was reading a little bit below her grade level when we started last year, and she's already come up to grade level, and I keep pushing her to go above. But it's so important.
And I think that it's important that you point that out too, because these kids come in maybe a little below their grade level. They get thrown into the mix of a classroom environment. We know that the teachers don't have time to work individually with that child to make them, to catch them up to maybe where their peers are. So programs like this, who have volunteers who come in and can do the one-on-one, can do that extra attention, can do the special time to get them at least where their peers are, is so important. So, I think it's so awesome that you guys do that. We talk about this program all the time. When people call and say, I have a little bit of time I could commit, 1 hour?
1 hour a week? Is that what you have?
We can, okay, we've got something for that.
I'm going to up the ante. All right, so we already talked about, I just thought of this, we already talked about congregations, civic groups, workplaces, but I'm also going to say homeowners associations.
Oh, yeah.
If you, particularly, some of the communities that maybe a lot of the people are retired, maybe they could come together, and I'm sure Big Brothers Big Sisters would come to their neighborhood association and present. And so the gauntlet has been laid.
Oh, my
We want
goodness.
everybody to get involved. Again, it's 466-8535. I have that number memorized because I call it so often or refer it. Okay, so we just scratched the surface. We talked about reading mentors, but let's talk about community-based.
Yep, community-based mentors are just a little different. They actually meet with their little in the community, so doing whatever activities. We have so many wonderful activities in this community, and so they can go to the park, they can go to one of the fairs that are going on, whatever, even to the house after approved amount of time. They can go to the house and bake cookies or do crafts. My little, I just got a text from her mom saying, Kaylee wanted me to let you know that she wants to go do crafts next time you get together. So I'm like, I have a whole craft room, so we're set up. We can do that. But it really is just shared interests. Go to the park and shoot some hoops. It doesn't have to be an expensive thing at all. We really try to encourage that it's not, that you're just going out and spending quality time together. And it really helps with their self-esteem. It really helps to give them an ear to listen to what's going on that day. You never know what they're coming from. Well, you do eventually get to know what they're coming from, and just to be able to talk to someone one-on-one is so important. So that's a program near and dear to my heart. I've been not officially matched anymore because she's grown up, but I met my first little when she was 8, and we were matched in community-based. and she's going to graduate high school this year. She just turned 18. So we've been together for a long time, pretty much almost the whole time that I've been with the agency. I said, if I'm going to be here, I want to know what it's like. And it's been amazing. She's helping prepare me for when I have to raise my daughter, who's 3. So, been through a lot of ups and downs, but it's a wonderful program. You know, it's a little bit more of a time commitment because it just takes a little more time to pick up a child and go do something and come back. But it really is just a once a week, you know, commitment, 2 to 4 hours a month, and that's really all it takes, and it makes such a big difference for the kids.
And I know from conversations that we've had with you guys in years past, there historically has been a significant kind of deficit, we'll say, on the male mentor side. Is that still the case?
It is, and you know, we have, but with both of my little sisters, both of them had brothers, and you know, the first one, her brother was able to get matched for a short period of time, and then the mentor had to move, and we were never able to rematch. You know, and that's hard. You come, and her sister also had a big sister. You come to the house every week, and he's saying, when's my big brother going to come? And that's hard. I vowed that this time around I'm not doing that with I'm on a mission 2016 to find him a little, you know, a big brother. But yeah, it's a great need, and there's just never enough. There's never enough mentors to fill the need, but every mentor can make a difference. And we're on a short-term goal to look for 65 school-based mentors in the next few months. But we definitely need, need community-based as well to fill that need.
So really, being the only guy at the table, gentlemen, guys, we need to step up. Is what I think. Rachel's being kind, but it sounds like they need adult male mentors, and we need to step up. I know, you know, oftentimes we're like, oh, we're too busy with work or whatever, but think about the amount of time that you spend, for example, watching football. You know, what if you curved that back an hour or so?
Or watch football with your little.
See, look at that. You don't have to curve it back. You can do it together, but you got to get involved. Got to get involved.
And I'll just kind of piggyback on what you're saying. You know, several years ago when we did our gang abatement initiative and all the research behind it, what came out of that was that, you know, when they went and had conversations and said, what would have prevented you from becoming involved in a gang? A lot of the times the answer was an adult male role model. They were looking for some positive influence, and how wonderful would it be to be able to say that we've filled the gap, that we've kind of met the need of the young men in our community who are looking for that positive male role model.
Right. The more positive adult role models that a child has, whether it be their parent and their grandparent or their big brother, or their bigs as you call it, the more successful they're going to be. So we've got about 5 minutes left in the show, and I know we've enticed everybody to be interested, and they're all going to call 466-8535 because you heard it and saw it here. And the gauntlet has been laid. But can you kind of just briefly, when they make that call, what they should expect?
So the typical process is they will call and they'll speak with Jeannie, and they'll come set up a time to come in for an in-person interview. At that point, they'll go. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half because we want to really make sure that we're vetting our mentors. Child safety is number one. That we want to be sure that anyone we're putting with a child has been completely vetted. They're going to expect to do background screenings and then provide a few references. At that point, they'll go through the approval process, which usually takes a few weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how fast we get back from the references and all of that. And then they'll get sent to a case manager who will talk with them about their preferences and their timing and what school they'd like to go to, or if it's community-based where they live and what type of child they feel like they could work with. And then we make the match. So it sounds easy. I mean, there's a little bit more involved in it, but it really isn't difficult. It's just something you have to decide you want to do.
And clearly, because we're talking about kids, and you want to make sure that it's a good match. It's not like you call and the next day they're sending you out to Longwood Elementary.
That doesn't happen.
There's a process to make sure everybody's safe, but also a process to make sure that when the match is made, it's a good fit.
Right, and it's supported monthly by our case managers, and that's something that's important to Big Brothers Big Sisters, is to provide that support. So if you don't know, like Joni was saying, if you don't know what to do that week with your little, you can ask your case manager, and we have we have support materials, and we have different people who can help give you some guidance on that as well. Or John is really good. He's our community-based case manager about sending out things to do in the community. Like, this is all the things that are coming up. So if you want to hop onto one of those events. So we do our best to provide as much support as we can.
And we should say, we've talked a lot about getting involved and you becoming a mentor, but if there's somebody out there that needs a mentor for their child, they should obviously call you as well.
Yes, absolutely. The same phone number, 466-8535.
There you go. And I should also say they also have a Facebook page. And I don't know if you're like us, but we get a lot of questions through our Facebook page as well. So
yeah, and it's facebook.com/BBBSBigs. So same as our website.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
So we've got a couple minutes left. We've talked about ways that people can get involved. Clearly, if they need a mentor for their child, they're going to call you. But if you want to get involved, and we're encouraging everybody to become a mentor, if you've got extra time, and let's face it, we all have got extra time, just got to prioritize it. Call 466-8535. But is there any other way, let's say I don't have time, but is there any other way that you can get involved?
You want to briefly mention volunteer
Sure,
corps?
absolutely.
Yeah.
We also have a volunteer corps, and we are looking for any aspect of volunteering that you can do. Answer telephones, any clerical work that you may be able to offer to us. We do events in the community if you want to volunteer at one of our events. So I'm going to do a little plug. March 16th is the Taste of St. Lucie. So call us also, and we'll help you get tickets to that event. But any specific skill sets that you have, maybe in marketing or anything that you can help us with, we are open to talking to you about some volunteering that you can do for us.
Great.
So.
And I will tell everybody, mark down March 16th,
Yes.
because the Taste of St. Lucie is a great event. And I'm thinking if you volunteer, you probably get in for free.
Yes, you do.
There you go. We got your ticket paid for it, but you got to volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you want to ask them?
No, I think you guys obviously did a great overview. I will say I happened to be on your new website a couple of days ago, and I think one of the really cool things is that you've got a ton of pictures up there of your matches. And I think it's really just great to see what it looks like, because we talk all the time about, we share the success stories because we want people to be able to say, oh, that sounds just like me, or that sounds like my child.
Right.
And I think it's important to be able to see the matches kind of at work as well, because it makes that connection just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, and we're blogging now, and I just put a new blog up, and I said, who are our mentors? And I have all kinds of different pictures. It's just everyday people who make a choice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rachel and Joni, for coming on.
you.
Thank you.
And we've
very
dropped the
much.
gauntlet for the new year for our television viewers, for our radio listeners. Again, every Sunday, 10 a.m. on 104.7 The Flame. We drop the gauntlet every week.
And we're not done talking about this either. So we have future shows planned. We'll continue to talk about mentoring through the month of January.
Now, and we probably should have said this at the beginning, but this is your show. So if you have any questions, if we talk too fast, we went over a number too fast, text me directly at 237-1130 for either follow-up information and or if you have a suggestion for the show. Because let's face it, folks, we're all in this together because it's our children, our community, and our future. We'll see you next time.